Vodafone presents the pre-match.
Welcome back to the B stream of IEM Sydney. I think this is where the real action happens. It's more intimate, it's more fun, and hopefully myself and Harry can bring you all the information about this upcoming match. Harry, it is not maybe the most tantalizing one on paper, but I feel like the Leicester team coming up, MVP, could cause some damage to mousesports here. So let's talk about mousesports first. That is going to be an international squad. Not necessarily full of stars, you wouldn't think, but over the last few months, they've proven themselves to be a very deadly unit. We've got some big names in there, the form of like Sunny now, Ro8, and a year ago, these players were nowhere to be seen on the international circuit. So it's great to see them actually get in the top 5. They're actually rated second in Europe at one point. What do you think of mousesports as a whole?
I kind of love the mousesports roster. I'll be honest. You know, it's like the perfect kind of mesh of new and old, right? You have like Chris J at the helm of everything.
You a Chris J fan?
Big Chris J fan.
Well, I mean, let me stop you there.
Oh, okay.
So I got an interview with Chris J. I'm going to hear from him.
That's perfect.
Right now.
You treat players different for sure. I mean, I think that's one of the things I've learned for sure over the years, is that you need to realize that everybody's different. Everybody's coming from, people always say like, yeah, it's because he's coming from a different country, he has different culture and whatnot, but I mean, everybody has a different life, right? Everybody has certain things they like or don't like. So you need to adjust to that, you need to make everybody comfortable. I give the players the freedom to play how they want, where they need to. It's like I'm not forcing anyone, I'm not controlling too much how everybody's playing, or sometimes not at all. I mean, I just realized that all my players are really good and most of them are actually better than me, so they can decide better how to play situations. So I just try to call more general directions, keep the team upbeat and on the same level with the idea that we want to play for a round, or the same kind of motivation. You have to make sacrifices if you want to be a good team player. I mean, not everybody can play exactly how they want to get the most kills, and that's something that I try to do when needed, to just go in front and give my teammate a better opportunity to win a round later. I try to keep the mood good, but most importantly, when we play matches, I try to like keep the energy up, try to get everybody to really fight for a game, and not just, I don't know, I remember in games in the past that the energy level in the team was just so low and people are just playing worse when they feel like, okay, it's just a game. You need to realize we really want to reach something, and you need to convince everybody of that. I feel like we were really disappointed how we played in during Marseille, even though you can say top 8, it's like a decent result, right? And it is decent, but we want to reach more, so we're ready to fight again here.
The wonderful, the beautiful Chris J giving us his thoughts on the team right now. It seems like he's got a very lovely grasp on the team. It's not like he's got an iron fist trying to tell everyone what to do and this is what we're going to operate with. He wants to play to his players' strengths, you know. He wants to make sure they're all happy and they can all do the roles they want to. And I think the package works really nicely. Chris J, especially as a player. If you go back 2 years or so, he was always been like pretty good, like nothing like to write home about. He's always been a big name within the scene. But recently, him being an in-game leader, the secondary AWP to Oscar, he's looked amazing. I would say right now, that's one of the most formidable double AWP setups in the game.
Most definitely, and that's the crazy thing, right? He takes that step back, moves into, you know, like the IGL role. You kind of think, you know, Chris J never this mad fragger, right? Even if you think back to when like Nico was in the roster, like it was a pretty dark time for him. And then like, you know, now he comes in at double AWP IGL. That's like a lot to take on, but he's nailing it. He looks just fantastic. The whole squad does. You know, I've always also been a big fan of Ro8, you know, being so young, kind of having that big success story as to how he rose up, and you know, now being part of Mouse, I'm a big fan of him as well. But yeah, I mean, the one thing that scares me a bit, Henry, is yesterday, right? Oscar was absent, and there was that thrashing 2-0 from Astralis.
I've always convinced myself he seems like a very emotional player. It seems like if he has a bad start to a game or it's a series where he has one very poor map, he won't recover from it. He won't be able to come out of the trap hop in the next map. And it was been great, like over 2017, especially the tail end of it, to see him have such phenomenal form. Like he was in the conversation for world's best AWPer when he was in top form and actually winning trophies and actually looking like they could take down some of the absolute biggest names in the scene right now. But if he does get in that slump and he does find himself in a bit of a rut, this could be a very disappointing tournament for them overall. I hope not, though. I think he's a great player to watch, and with him at a maximum capacity, they definitely can take anyone down, and they've proven to do so. But I guess we should carry the conversation over to MVP, a team we definitely don't get to see that much of. You can see them on your screens right now. They have got some big names, especially if you talk about Solo, one of the most iconic Asian names from Counter-Strike 1.6. And this team definitely always going to be plucky. The best thing about Asian Counter-Strike is the raw firepower they have, the mechanical skill of the game. It's something that you can't underestimate at any point.
Yeah, I mean, you know, teams have kind of done exactly that, right? They go into them expecting it just kind of be an easy win, and there's always that whole discussion of like, oh, Asian CS, they just do crazy stuff. And I think a lot of that isn't really necessarily them doing like dumb things and like getting away with it, but it is just because like, you know, they'll kind of just run like all these really basic things, but just like find the most ridiculous openers. And because teams, you know, underestimating them going into it like very, very confident, you end up in a situation where, you know, they could very easily pull ahead. That's kind of what happened, right, when we saw them versus Chiefs just yesterday. It was Zeph who had like an unreal performance there. It's got him to be the 4th highest rated player at the event right now. And he was just dismantling them, making it look easy.
I'm very excited to see how they do here today. I don't really know a lot about that map, the map pool they've got. So let's have a look at the veto and see what they've gone with here today. And they're going to be banning overpassing. That's a wise choice. mousesports getting rid of Cash. Surprising, considering that you'd consider them like a very hard-hitting team. Inferno, pretty standard stuff. This is exactly what I expected, to be honest. Inferno, Mirage, the 2 most common maps we have in the pool right now. mousesports can certainly play both of them. I'm sure MVP can as well. If you're a Counter-Strike team playing at this level, Inferno, Mirage, maybe to some extent Cash. Those are your solid maps, right? Yeah. And then we'll be finishing things off on Train. No Dust 2 for us again, unfortunately, Harry. But Inferno, I have a look at the maps that they played. They played G2 on Inferno. They got battered 16-5. So they want to play that again.
Well, yeah, but Inferno is actually MVP's best map. And, you know, they're allowed to play it here versus Mouse. So I think that's going to be pretty interesting. When G2 decided to face them on that, I thought it was actually like quite a ballsy move, all things considered. Because MVP, they've taken wins. I believe they actually took a win versus like Fnatic at the last Star Series. I think that was on Inferno, if my memory holds correctly. Okay. So, you know, they have indeed, like, you know, ruined some big teams this day on this map. So, you know, I don't think this is going to be like a necessarily clean cut 2-0, but
well, I guess Inferno really lends itself to that crazy style, especially on the CT side. If you want to be super aggressive and be pushing down Banana, we've seen some really interesting new ways to push Banana right now. We're seeing like 3 incendiaries, push down the Banana, smoke at the bottom, send your CTs at the top, and if you've got that raw aim, you can actually challenge the terrorists right at the bottom there. I'm sure we're going to see a lot of high-flying action like that. That's going to be a lot of fun. For me, though, I feel like mousesports, especially if Oscar can set up today, and Chris J, they have a double orb setup on the CT side of Inferno. We just referenced that before. It's one of the scariest double orbs in the game right now, and I feel like that is going to be the deciding factor, especially on this first map. It looks like, Harry, we're ready to go here. I'm going to ask you for a quick prediction. Surely you're going with mousesports.
I am going to be going with mousesports, but I think, you know, I'm going to be a bit ballsy. I'm going to say we're going to see all 3 maps.
All right.
I think it's going to be a 2-1 in favor of Mouse.
Okay, well, that's a nice prediction. It's going to be Inferno to kick things off, Mirage second, and Train to see us home if required. And ladies and gentlemen, we'll see which side they'll be starting on. Here we go. It will be mousesports on the CT side. That bodes very well for them. They've got 1 defuse kit, 4 sets of armor. MVP, on the other hand, they've got 2 HE grenades. This will be a banana rush straight up. They should be nading the very top, smoking spawn, smoking towards coffins, and in they go. But Oscar, he's already there, ready and waiting. Those are the aforementioned grenades, and it's up to Chris J to try and fend them off. He's doing a great job so far. Perfect utility usage, and he already has the man advantage. He can fall back at this point.
Yeah, he's just going to go to give that one up. Now, 3 players from mousesports inside of this B-bomb site. MVP would be running into a stack if they continue going forward. You have Zine as well over towards apartments right now. He hasn't gone pushing in. Instead, he's waiting to see if any aggression comes out from the mousesports side. I think with good reason. Oscar already finding that kill down through mid. You can understand MVP perhaps a little bit worried that Mouse might just try flexing their muscles here in the pistol round. That's not the case. He's going to go back for more over here in mid. 55 seconds at MVP with a bomb over on Banana. Still yet to really decide where it is they want to go.
This round certainly has slowed down.
Yeah, HSK. He's going to go ahead and rejoin the rest of the guys over here on Banana. And while Zeph's up the top, there is going to be Sunny and Chris J inside of this B-bomb site. Sunny on the coffins, ready to try and lay down the pain train. There's one, maybe a little bit more. 2 more players here to find HS. Oh my goodness, Sunny's been tagged up. Oscar falls as well in the meantime. Chris J doesn't last long, and actually while the rotation has come in, it's a 3-on-3. MVP doing a fantastic job of pulling this round back.
Here it is, the bomb's down, the retake begins. Sticko has got the kit. we'll see whether MVP can do anything about this. We've got to play it towards new boxes here. Sunny's very low indeed. Sticko not looking in that position, but here comes Ro8, precise as ever. He'll get the first headshot. I don't think they can do anything about this one now. Zine will be holding towards the banana area. 3 versus 1. He's going to have to find an absolutely mammoth performance here. And certainly had the opportunity at that point. You could see that a low HP player in front of him, 1 bullet would have taken him down and applied a lot of pressure to Sticko, who's defusing the bomb. And it was a banana rush to kick things off there, but MVP couldn't gain access. They lost the first kill, and it all fell apart very quickly indeed. They got the bomb planted, though. They'll be force buying in the third. I haven't casted them a lot. I'm not sure how they operate with their finances. A lot of teams like to be very aggressive. You can even buy up with deagles and armor in this round if you really want to. Doesn't look like that'll be happening just yet. Going to be taking the full eco with the Glocks. And just 1 CZ. Zine will be bringing that one out. With HSK, is it pronounced Husk, or are we going with HSK? What are you doing?
I'm going to go with HSK
right,
on account of the other one is just more of a noise.
Yeah.
And it might be kind of tricky to fit in, Henry. Well, but, you know, we'll make do.
It's good to be clear. Well, either way, there will be 3 rifles available here for mousesports. The MP7 to Christian, of course, bit of a calling card of his at this point. And Ro8 with the MP9. HSK, I'm not sure. He's trying to bait out a player there, I guess, by shooting the wall and hoping that he takes the bait. Not really sure what the plan is there, but either way, Zine at the end of the apartment, Sticker, very defensive position. And we'll see whether this will yield any sort of success. 3 CTs waiting very defensively. You see no one's in the pit, no one's on the site. They're just going to be patrolling towards middle, making sure no one can gain access. As Oscar should be challenged at this point, has spotted the shoulder, not going to connect the shot. This is a very slow round for a full eco. I'm not sure what MVP are hoping to happen here.
Yeah, mousesports aren't going to give anything up very easily. You can see they're not pressuring MVP. There is Chris J down banana, but he has support from Sunny, so not really too much danger. And there we go. Sunny's going to find out. Now the rest of MVP, ooh, that nade going to chunk down Glow. And they're just stacked up outside of A. There's 3 players here for Mouse. They're going to be running into the rifles, into the MP9 on Ro8, which is a pretty terrifying beast to run into with no armor. 30 seconds on the clock. Oh, they've slipped by, but they were spotted indeed by Oscar, and Sticko mopping them up. Maybe they get the bomb down. That's actually a pretty big win if they manage to do so, and they do. So Henry, just with Glocks to their name, MVP, they've managed a bomb plant out of this round.
Yeah, I didn't see much coming out of that one. I love that camera angle we have. He got like the GoPro on his arm. It's pretty cool. The bomb planted, that's huge. MVP can even bring out an AWP if they want to here. That's a bit of a misplay from mousesports. The fact they allowed that to go down. Once you got that massive advantage, you know, they've only got Glocks and stuff, I'd be on the side making sure that wasn't a prospect for them. But here we go. This is pretty much a full buy for MVP. You can see all the AKs, grenades, armor. No AWP comes out, but they even have a little bit of residual cash. Glow is 700 in the back pocket. And the AWP for Oscar, though, that is a massive problem for them. As we enter round number 3, he is an absolute beast on this map. Like he said, he's been suffering with a bit of form issues yesterday, but it's a new day, and we'll see if he can get it done today. Seth trying to hold them off towards the banana area. It's Chris J once again, MP7. That's a guaranteed frag. I'm not sure why Zep is just offering himself up like that. Through the smoke, and grenade probably going to get Chris, though. Oh, not quite. How has he survived that?
If that's me and Henry, I'm dead every time.
Every single time.
But Chris J's able to walk away from it. So he's going to back up towards the top of banana. They've grabbed the early man advantage, and no one really from MVP in a position to answer back. Now, the Zine of the Times over here towards apartments. He's here all on his lonesome. Stico over towards short, you can see right now, and then there is Ro8 down in the pit. Now, I always enjoy watching Ro8 in this position. I think he looks so at home down in the pit, which, okay, I don't know what that says about his home life, but he enjoys it down there. And MVP, they're going to be aggressing up towards this B-bomb site. Chris J, let's not forget, he was tagged up earlier on in the round. He could get caught off guard here as HSK looks to round the corner.
Gonna go for a boost at new boxes, though. You can see it'll be Sunny to go up, but I think he's arrived a little bit too late, but still finds a frag. It's going to get quite awkward now. So many low HP players in front of MVP here. It's Glow making his way in towards B. The Molotov, he just assumes that Sunny's still there, and now they've got his position. He's definitely dead now. It will be a 3-on-3. Flashbangs deployed. Good grenades coming in, though, from the mousesports side. A little bit too late. And they'll all hold up towards the B side. You can see one player flanking in. That's going to be Zine. He comes from CT spawn. He could actually cause a lot of trouble here.
And they're not ready for this flank because he's going around in the back. Zine has it all to do. He makes a couple of footsteps. Oscar does check it, but no, the timing's not there. Zine, he's found one. There's still 2 more kills here. There's a man up on the boost. The Ro8's not looking his way. It's all onto Oscar. 1 versus 2. And he looked pretty poor form yesterday. He's going to go walking out to his death as Solo chunks him down. The AWP going to be carried forward, and MVP, they get their first round.
Certainly do. I think it was Rob's had to drop the AWP for Oscar there. You can see he's got almost no money. They are going to buy up with what they can. MVP, though, decent rounds. Lots of damage inflicted at the start. Chris J trying to push Banana. He got 1 kill, but was punished for it later on. And we'll see what the overall buy looks like from the international squad. It will be Oscar, M4A4. Pretty much everyone there. It's just going to be Robs. He's down to the 5-7, but he's pretty handy with that weapon. He'll be playing the apartments, so watch out for him. Smokes, flashbangs, bare bones utility. Zeph, once again, tries to get control of the Banana area. He'll be stuck in the corner for now, though, but nailing the shot. Good trade. Chris J with 2. That one was through the smoke as well. It will be a 4-on-3 in mousesports' favor.
And that's so devastating if you are MVP. You know, you're able to find that first kill, and then Chris J just double kills for the return. And mousesports, they're instantly back in the driving seat now. Zine over here towards apartments. He does love this position. He's going to miss that smoke, and that's pretty devastating. You know, could have created some space had he gone pushing out. Now that option is not available to him. MVP, they're a fan of playing these rounds very, very slowly, Henry. They're not rushing into
even on their
anything.
full Glock round, they were operating right until the last 10 seconds or so. It's bizarre, but each to their own. I was expecting faster gameplay from MVP, but 4-on-3. They still have smokes, flashbangs. They're trying to get a pick back in return. Here's Glow at the top of B. He'll be trying to show presence and maybe bait out whatever he can. 40 seconds remaining. Zine gets given the bomb. Be the AWP of HSK to try and come around and find a pick here. Molotov in towards the pip, thinks better of it. And we'll see what they do in the last 30 seconds here.
You can see Sticko, he's rotated away from the A-bomb site. It's all on to Ro8 and Oscar. Ro8 only has that 5-7 carried forward, but he's done so much from balcony here with this exact gun. 15 seconds, the bomb isn't even in the site yet. MVP, they might just run out of time here. They have to find 2 kills inside the bomb site, and Sticko, he's held them down enough. 10 seconds, they have to go running in with the bomb out. And Oscar, well, he is going to fall. 5 seconds left. 4, 3, I think there's just enough time left to get it. With literally milliseconds to spare, MVP, they found themselves a second round. Henry, I'm wondering if MVP have unearthed some ancient Pronax demos from back in the day.
Yeah,
taking this.
They might have done, you know. That was actually quite a convincing play. You can see what the methodology there was. They're just trying to bait out the CTs, all the utility right till the final few seconds there, coming around towards the arch, and smokes were down. They pushed through, got a decent trade. I feel like the second kill should have gone in mousesports' favor. They should be eco now, yes, indeed. Just going to have the 4 USPs, 1 P250, and they'll be stacking 3 players towards Banana, maybe 4. There it is, yeah, Chris J's on top of someone's head. So 4 players in towards B, and we'll see if Oscar, solo hold towards middle, can even have any chance of funneling them in. They might just commit, Harry. They've got 4 players on this side of the map.
And I tell you what, Henry, the amount of times we've seen these USPs do, you know, way more damage than what they should is just off the charts. So MVP creeping on forward. You notice Zine, he is just that, you know, religious lurker over towards apartments. He's always there every round. He's going to join up the squad early on over here towards Banana, and this to me does just scream. You're exactly right. They're just going to go to the B-bomb site. Smoke goes down towards CT, and now they creep forward. It's the boost from Chris J that I think could deal some damage if they're not prepared for it. But the flashes, oh, this is awkward.
Hello, Zeph.
There we go. He finally spots it out. He's going to go and get them both to make up for that. Just Ro8 left alive.
Well, that was a stack there, and MVP walked into it. Wasn't the cleanest of kills, but decent execution. You see they've got the Molotovs, the smokes on point, and MVP, they'll be in the lead for now. It's going to be 3-2 in their favor. No Oscar AWP available. Ro8 1 and 4. And on the other side, MVP top fragger for them will be Glow and Zine, both on 5 kills. They're looking like they really focus on teamwork, MVP. There's no like single heroics coming forward or people trying to make massive plays. It's just like, let's execute together, let's go in as a squad, try and trade out the best we can. And it's working so far. We'll be up against another Chris J aggressive round. He can't do it every single round though, Harry. That's what he seems to try and do. This time, shut down, taken down by the Flames.
Yeah, you kind of get the feeling maybe that's mousesports just trying to flex those muscles a bit, you know, really test to see how well MVP can adjust, right, and take control of Banana. And they've kind of got their number now. Chris J falls early on. That's a pretty big advantage gained here for MVP. Now, I kind of said one of the players Obviously, we saw Zeph do really well just the other day in their game versus Chiefs, but the other man I think to keep an eye on is definitely Zine. A couple of times I have seen him, he's always looked really, really good, and this time around, you know, we can see him playing these lurk positions. Feels like he's being like, you know, comparing him perhaps to like a vintage Get Right, you know, like he's finding the kills, he's on the lurk, he's doing lots of damage, and Mouse don't ever really seem all too ready for him. Of course, some of that's going to come with being unfamiliar, I think, of your opponent, getting used to how they do play things.
Well, this looks like a B execute all day long. 40 seconds on the clock. They have no presence towards the apartments, and Zine's found another kill. Oscar gets dropped, and that might be the cue to go back. I'm not sure. 30 seconds now. They've got one player. It will be in towards CT Spawn, pushing the smoke now, and Sunny, you've got no chance, my friend. Molotov's down, and mousesports look disjointed right now. This is not a good-looking squad. Everyone seems a bit off, and Ro8 is in a 5 versus 1. He'll get a single kill. But they seem weak right now. They're pushing down solo towards B and not getting anything for it. Then picked off one by one, and MVP are just tearing them limb from limb. This is actually looking quite rough.
It is, and this was the big question mark, I think, Henry. Now, are mousesports going to be in the same form they were yesterday, where they did look disjointed and communication was lacking, or are they going to be there? And I mean, not even, Ro8 isn't even able to get away with the M4 at the very end. Not that it would have made all the difference in the world. He could have dropped the rifle. Maybe we could have seen a force buy come out, but they're just going to have to partial buy into this round. Ever since getting onto the rifles, MVP, they've won every single round.
You can see as well they've kept decent numbers alive. 4 players in the last 2 rounds, but 4 in a row is the overall headline. I can see 4 HE grenades on this eco for mousesports. Bit of a partial buy with the CZs and some armor. They'll probably nade towards B and try and challenge the players at the very start. We'll see if they're successful. There are players on the other side, but they've missed a couple. Come on, lads. You don't run backwards after throwing a nade, Harry. Run to the right. Everyone knows that. If you run backwards, that's what happens. Oh, this is looking like a mess for mousesports. That's just like basic CS at that point. But either way, 1 minute 30, and those nades do pretty much nothing. Zine, oh wow, I was about to say, we haven't seen much in terms of individual plays, but that's certainly one. Takes down Ro8, and smoke's deployed. CT's looking a little bit flabbergasted at this point. 5 and 4, and Zine, he's got full control of the A site. He's called his teammates, it's clear. Seems to know there's someone behind that smoke. That's Sunny. Just going to be flashing it and calling for the rotations and get that bomb down.
I've even left solo over towards the top of Banana now. Mouse coming in for this retake. The bomb's still yet to go down. It has given them time at least to rotate these players in, but you're not really fancying their luck. With a CZ, a Deagle, and 2 USPs and 1 flashbang to try and make a play happen. Zeph gets spotted out, and okay, he's finally going to get dealt with, but here's HSK to try and deny them grabbing this 1 solitary rifle they've been able to drop. Now, he doesn't want to risk throwing away the AWP. That's why you can see Glow come rotating in to try and save the day. Mouse, they're so desperate to try and take some of these guns away and take them with them into the next round, but it's just not happening. Stiko, he's not even able to get the AK. Glow just swoops in and finishes him off. MVP, they're going to go up 5-2. And it's been such a good performance right now from Zine, Zeph, and Glow over on that MVP side. I do always like watching Zine. I keep bringing him up. For me, maybe not going off like the vintage get-right comparison.
Why don't you give us a little bit of a rundown of his style?
Well, I mean, like, in the times I've seen him play, right? Like, I think I've only ever watched, like, 3 MVP games. But whenever I see him play, it feels like, they just kind of let him go do his own thing. He's completely separate from the rest of the squad, and he's just there to either catch off the rotations or just find, like, these dumb is, like, the wrong word, but, like really, like, out there entries into a bomb site where he just has no business being. And, I think it shows that you have a pretty good understanding of the game, right? If you're able to pull that sort of stuff off, like the game sense, the aim, it's all definitely there and culminating within it.
Well, Oscar and Chris J will be on those double orbs right now. You can see Chris J struggling somewhat with the flames. And we'll see if the utility will fend him off. It looks like he is poised to at least get 1 kill here. He seems to suspect someone's behind the half wall, but his suspicions are correct, but he will be taken down. We've got a lovely new map here. I haven't even had this yesterday. So it will be Zeph and Solo with the man advantage, taking down Chris J. Sunny alone now on the B site. We'll see whether he can manage to hold the site by himself. I don't think he will. It looks like he's actually got very little to work with. He'll have the incendiary and an M4. That's about it. No rotations just yet, but Oscar will be coming in to help him out. Stick out 1 more smoke to push them back towards B, hopefully, as the smoke comes towards CT spawn as well. And will be MVP looking likely to go for a B split here, potentially through Spawn. We'll see what they decide to do. Look out for your boy Zine. Indeed, he is alone. He's in the apartments right now. And no mid presence whatsoever from the CTs. It's all down to mousesports and the crossfire towards the pit. They have got Sunny over there with Oscar, who's at the back boxes now as mid control comes in. You can see them committing, and the bomb will be there. Just one player in the form of Zeph to stop the rotations from him.
Ro8 still to win that first fight, but they're not ready for Stiko, who still resides down in the pit. There we go. Now he's going to emerge. Can't deny that bomb plant. Going to try and stick around, but he will get finished off by Glow. Just an utterly radiant performance from him, and now it is Oscar and Sunny left alive. 2 versus 3. You could even make the case for saving, really, at this point in time. They're going to stick around and see if they can find a way in, but no kit, no utility. They have to just back away, concede this round, and MVP moving on to a 6th. This has been just so dominant from them. 6 rounds in a row now, Henry. Since getting one of the rifles, they haven't dropped a single round.
That's absolutely true. 6 in a row. Oscar to save the AWP, but not for long. 3 players hunting him down. It will be MVP looking like the much better team. mousesports look dead in the water. Nothing really to even suggest they're going to win this map. That's money gone again. No one's hitting the shots. Everyone seems to be on solo escapades towards B and trying to get picks. Why are they challenging B every single time? Just hold back, surely.
Yeah, and that's kind of the weird thing, right? There was like this time where mousesports, I think they were like famously pretty bad at Inferno. You know, everyone would just kind of like take the mic and call them like save sports, because it felt like they'd always be losing like these initial fights and then just have to save. And that feels like, you know, they've almost regressed back to that. You know, they're losing these opening fights over towards B. They're not really taking advantage, it feels like, of the fact that Zine currently has gone over towards apartments on his own every single round. You know, he's there again, Henry. He doesn't let up. He's back in this position. And no one going to go scouting him out. No one in a position to deal with it. This time, actually, Oscar looks to try and challenge him. And I'm curious if that's going to lead to anything.
Well, going to be at the top of Banana again. Zeph, 8 kills to his name, and Chris J once more wants to find the first kills, and he might get one here. Stick the USB down his throat. Does pull the trigger, but so does Sunny. He's got a couple of kills lined up here. One more bullet will do it for the 3K. Can't quite find it, and MVP will maintain the man advantage. Ro8 once again, 5-7 in armor. No one really looking that great for mousesports right now. Stiko, a chance to find a kill. Gonna get it. Take too much aim there. Shot in the back. Right between the shoulder blades. Glow now. Has to sniff out Ro8. Will he be able to do it? That's the question. Ro8 will be lying in wait towards the apartments. Bomb to be planted, though, safely from what I can see. And Stiko top of middle. And Ro8 will be shown. Lovely play with the 5-7. If he stays alive, they've got a real chance of winning the round. Now Stiko going to be detected by Glow. We'll see who wins the aim duel here. Stiko has got armor. Pretty much 50-50. Stiko comes out on top, though. And finally, something going in favor of mousesports, as the defuse will be quite comfortable. Stiko with 2 kills in the round and a bit of weight off the shoulders there of mousesports. It was getting a bit rough. They needed a bit of luck here. And it comes down to 2 frags from Sunny with the Desert Eagle. Stiko catching one run transition towards Banana and then winning the 1v1. Well played. As we go 6-3, but they're on the CT side of Inferno. Yeah. This really isn't good enough right now. As you can see, plenty of money for the Asian squad. They've got 9K on Zine, same story for Solo, or for HSK. As we get into round number 10 here, mousesports really do need to start getting this around the ball, but they haven't lost a half yet. Until that number 8 comes to the top, I don't get too worried. They can always bring this one back, and it will be the single orb setup once again. I want to see Chris J challenging Banana less, if I'm honest. We'll see whether that happens.
Oscar's going to try and take this peek down in a mid. Smoke will send him back for the time being. Zine and HSK grouped up over towards apartments. This time it's going to be Zine flashing his teammate in from the base of ult mid. Chris J still here on Banana, Henry. That's going to start to really grind your gears, you can tell. But he's going to start to aggress forward. Zeph is keeping an eye on it. Chris J and Sunny about to try and take the fight down. Banana, Chris J's the first man in, and he's aggressed all the way down. He does tag up Solo this time around, so Ro8's going to be able to find one. Chris J falls at the hands of Zeph down at the base of Banana. They also lose Stiko inside of this A bomb site, and now man advantage up in favor of MVP, and Sunny stands here alone at the top of Banana.
Certainly does, and once again, MVP take the advantage. Zeph seems to know exactly where Sunny is, but it doesn't matter. Sunny will be finding the frag with the M4. He has got full control. He's going to have Oscar waiting in the doldrum as well. Look at that flashbang. Now this is looking more like it. The teamwork's coming in. The synergy's there. The utility's working. But Oscar not happy with that. And he'll be punished with it. And it's going to be Sunny now to pick up the pieces. But why they keep challenging, I couldn't tell you, Harry. That is a bit of a disaster. You've managed to lock down Banana. You either leave one player there or fall back to the bomb site. I'm not really sure why they kept going with that one. 1 versus 1. HSK needs to find that bomb. He's assuming the Ro8 is still here, maybe towards the logs, T steps. But no, Ro8 has actually gone all the way around towards CT spawn. Bit of a gamble, but bomb will be planted. He knows at the time of this bomb being planted, it won't be A. He can guarantee it's B, of course. Has not got a kit. 1 flashbang. HSK certainly with the advantage here in terms of information or gathered by Ro8. Perfect headshot. Very well played. You can see what that means to them, and that's actually a pretty harsh reset for mousesports. But they did win an eco before, a partial buy, so money won't be completely destroyed, but it's pretty much there. They can't buy with that. 4K for Oscar, 3 for Ro8. Most they can really do is like P250s, maybe Deagles per player. I would not recommend force buying this round. Would be what I'd be saying about MBT right now. And that was a round recovered by Sunny. Good flashbang, get the man advantage, and they just can't stop pushing. Like, what's wrong with them?
Yeah, I think, you know, maybe this is one of these situations where they come into it very, very confident, you know, expecting like, oh, MVP, what are they really going to do? You know, like, we can just beat them. And that's where I think MVP are, you know, a very, very strong team. The second you go into underestimating them, their aim is fantastic. You know, their strats aren't even, like, they're quite basic. You get the idea of that. But, like, you know, they're still, like, you know, good, tried and tested strategies. It's not like they're doing anything that is, like, you know, really, like, a bad call at any point in time. It's Mouse just taking these fights where they don't need to over towards Banana, just over and over again. It was Chris J, first man to fall for Mouse in that round, and now they've gone for the force spot.
They have force spot. So 1 and 4 for Mass, CZs and pistols. I'm really not feeling too hopeful for this one. It's Oscar on rifle responsibilities here, and we'll see whether this will work out for him. Chris J, CZ once again trying to push towards a B bomb site. He'll be there with Sunny, of course. Zine waiting in the apartments for anyone to get aggressive. And you can see why MVP are being so patient, because mousesports are lacking the discipline right now not to challenge. So why not? Just wait up for them. They're going to make a mistake at one point. Chris J, there it is at the top of Banana. Takes, what, 70 damage from grenades, is waiting at the top. And I don't see how he can really be competitive at this round. He can maybe get 1 kill, but he certainly won't get more than that.
Yeah, no, this is not a great start to the round for Mouse. And MVP, you know, the thing that this is reinforcing is just, you know, keep being patient in all these rounds. So why not? Mouse is just going to go and take the fights, then you find a man advantage. Chris J slipped down through Banana. There's players here to keep an eye on it. He's been able to deal with Zep, and now he has support coming through from Sunny. Maybe he makes this aggression work. But in the meantime, MVP, they're out and over towards top mid. Ro8's going to win that first fight versus Zine. Now he tries to drop away. Oscar try and hold down the angle at long, and where Stico is going to help him out. Suddenly it's just HSK and Solo left alive. HSK going to fall to Oscar. That's an AWP to be retrieved and the bomb down. And Solo, well, he living up to his name right now, is left 1 versus 5. Chris J going to tag him up, and now he just has to back away.
Here we go. 10 seconds remaining. Solo certainly going to have to fall back. See whether this will be the start of something great for mousesports here. 4th round on the board, 5 players to survive. That's much better. And the force pipe certainly working out for them. And then you see a plethora of AKs now. And as they can still win the half, it will be a tactical timeout for MVP. We'll see whether they can get back to their winning ways, as they'll take a sip of water, calm themselves down, work out what the problems are, and try and exploit the weaknesses that mousesports are certainly showing today. It's the first game of the day, and mousesports hardly in the best form of their career so far, and we'll see if they can bounce back and win the half. They should do on the CT side, but like you said, this is MVP's best map, so they're looking pretty good right now. They're going to swap over to the CT side as well, and maybe play even better. This could be quite worrying for mousesports. We do have Mirage next, so even if mousesports give this one up, you feel like they're certainly going to bounce back on their absolute best map, which is Mirage.
I mean, the pressure's definitely on MVP. They look composed, they look poised, and they're doing well. It's going to be aggression heavier towards Banana from them. And this is actually a complete change of pace from MVP. They're up past the smoke, past the Molotov. Solo locking down the angle with the AWP. And Chris J, he's the man trapped, and he is so lucky that Solo misses that shot. You know, you hit that shot 9 out of 10 times. It's a pretty wide angle to keep an eye on, and Chris J's managed to get by. Now, that's a fight he doesn't want to go back and take anytime soon, you'd imagine. Sunny has the smoke here to try and hold them out of this bomb site, so he's going to go to throw that down. Chris J on Coffins. They've got utility here to deny any sort of aggression from MVP for the time being. This is a much more passive Mouse in this round.
He's certainly right there. They're actually maybe learning the lessons using the timeout MVP call to maybe say, you know what, these guys can aim. Let's respect them a bit more. Let's stop trying to challenge and push Banana every round. As I say that, though, Sunny fancies another jab as he pushes towards B. You can see what the idea was. Teammates flash him in. He gets one and falls back, but they're all just waiting for him. They're so patient, just waiting for these mistakes to be made, and they're capitalizing every single time. mousesports really need to calm down. As we go to the 5-on-4, looks like the B execute will be happening any second. 35 seconds on the clock. Smoke towards spawn, and Coffins, I'd imagine, Molotov, they seem to use those a lot. So there, if you want something first oranges, but Chris J will still be alive and kicking. 2 great shots with the AK. Sticko's there to join the fun, and it will be a 4-on-2 now. Well recovered by the mousesports side.
Look at Zine, though. Look at where he's got to. How on earth is he even here? There's only Ro8 inside of the A bomb site. Ro8 hears him. Stepping around over here towards Longwood. If Zine wins this fight, he doesn't check it. There's only 9 seconds left. Solo, the best thing to do now is, I was going to say die, but you can just back away and save. No one's actually in a position
He
to
could still be killed here. There's a player at the top of middle, doesn't challenge it. Well played. He'll save the AK, but money is running very thin. mousesports getting back into this one, even after losing that first frag. Chris J with some excellent form with the AK-47. And Sticko, nice shot as well, to push him back towards A. Ro8 didn't move. He didn't make sure that site was not open. And gets a nice shot. Double AWP setup coming out once again. Chris J rocking it with Oscar. Those guys 6 and 7 frags respectively. Again, round number 13. Looks like a bit of an AFK there in spawn. He's going to be moving now. And it will just be CZ's 1 AK. Solo, obviously, saving that for the previous round. They are going to go for a full force around that. So Solo should deliver, maybe roll back the years and show us what he can do. I swear every game I've casted of MVP is like, they get close to winning them, and everyone's like, oh, they're pretty good, but then they won't win. They'll go away for a few months and come back at another similar tournament like this.
Yeah, you know, that's also one of the many sad things, right, about like, you know, why we see so many of like the more successful teams, like the Asian region, normally end up trying like move or go boot camp somewhere else, is just because you kind of can get reinforced in these bad habits, right? That kind of make stuff like that happen. But HSK, first man to fall. Oscar's been on a 5-1 with his aggression in through mid. Chris J, he's holding here. There is Zeph just tucked into the corner. Glow trying to bait Chris J out.
They're so slow with their approach. It's actually quite interesting. A lot of European players have used to be like, oh, I'm going to peek him, I'm going to try and 1-dig him. But they're very disciplined. I'll give them that. 40 seconds remaining. Chris J going to boost up his teammate Sunny towards CT there. And this is a lovely little setup. If you do this, Chris J takes the aggro away and they try and chase the player in towards spawn and spray through smoke. And, of course, Sunny's above them and should get the kills. Chris is more than willing to challenge for 1 kill. Smoke to coming towards spawn, you'd assume at this point. There it is. And so Chris J takes the aggro away. Now let's watch Sunny. He'll be missing the shot, unfortunately, but making up for it. As he drops down, Chris J should be able to finish this one off. Needs a quick scope. There it is. And there, lovely stuff. Chris J looking much better now. mousesports operating at maximum efficiency. And you can see the money's still quite weak for MVP. So presumably is where mousesports tie things up.
Yeah, this is such a good recovery from Mouse. This is kind of like the opportunity they were never given yesterday versus Astralis. You know, these rounds to start to build the confidence back up, to start to get themselves back into the swing of things. I mean, you just saw that sequence there from Chris J. That was spectacular. That's one of the things we talk about why this double AWP is so strong, right? So good to see him with that. Oscar's going to go back for the aggression over here towards mid. They've only got the upgraded pistols for MVP. Not exactly fancying their odds too much. And Sneeko, well, he's cleaned up 2. HSK was able to go ahead and drop him and now has an M4 to work with in this round. Maybe that gives him a little bit more to do damage with. And he also retrieves a nade, which with Oscar being tagged up, maybe that could play into this round.
M4 pistols, that's about it. Shouldn't be around for MVP, but you never know. Ro8 might give something up here. And we're looking towards Boiler. Ro8 wants to play. Doesn't have to challenge us again. He knows they've got low economy, no armor. Incendiary round guaranteed by Sunny there. Ro8 will take a bullet to the face, but lucky he's got a helmet to protect him. 4 versus 1 now. Zeph burning slightly there and finally put to bed as Oscar will finish things off. So much better for mousesports. You can see they look so rusty coming into this one, but everyone's starting to frag now. Everyone's around the 10 or 9 region. Round number 15, the last of the first half, and MVP do have money to operate with. HSK, and that flying start they had, it was looking very worrying. But if mousesports come back and win the half, I feel confident they can finish this one off.
Yeah, the last 5 rounds in a row have gone the way of Mouse, so they're going to be looking and feeling very, very good now to win out the half. You said to yourself, Hem, you don't get too worried till MVP get to 8 rounds, because at that point they would have had 1 out the half, and they were never able to do that. This is their last chance to do so. Chris J, he's got the AWP over here towards the top of Banana. He also has Sunny to support him. Now that nade's going to chunk down at Sunny. Chris J going to flash himself in, takes the peek, and HSK's homing down the angle. It's the first kill found. HSK going to get burnt within millimeters of his life. Aggression there from Oscar over towards the top of mid. He almost gets caught out. He's lucky to escape with his life. Now, Sunny, you can almost see the temptation to peek into this. F is just holding the angle into CT. But now MVP look to try and reset, decide to head in towards the A-bomb site. 4 players here leaving. Zeph over towards Banana. Oscar, timing's going to be everything. He throws that Incendiary in, and that does force them off the angle.
Buys them some time at least. And we'll see whether this final play from MVP will be a strong one. That smoke is absolutely perfect by mousesports. They all going to struggle now to get out of the apartment. It's going to wait another 15 seconds. Time just running down. Barely got mid-control, Harry, as with the 20-second mark. And in terms of grenades, they've got some, but so much presence towards the A side. You see Ro8, great position, backed up by the AWP on the side. Here comes the final play. Let's see if it works out.
Yeah, 15 seconds ticking down. Here's Ro8 holding close. Quick flick round. He's going to fall at the hands of Zine, and it's Oscar. All he has to do is buy time. The bomb's down in the pit, and Zeph just kills Zine. That sealed the round. MVP. What a way to concede what could have been your 8th. mousesports, they're going to win it this half out, 8-7.
Well, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. It was a really rough start for mousesports, but they start to pull it back. Can they continue this newfound form in the second half? You have to find out after this break. Do not go anywhere.
This first game has been surprisingly close, Henry. It's 8-7 at the end of the first half with mousesports currently leading the way, but there was a time where this was 2-7 in favor of MVP.
You're absolutely right. MVP have surprised me today. I didn't expect them to make a dent in the mousesports defense, but they're actually looking pretty hot, and it will be 8-7 at the end of the first half, but MVP made a few blunders towards the end. You have to say that team kills seemed like the communication was a bit off. They started to take some pauses, and mousesports reeled it in. Not so much aggression there as they were showing at the very start. Maybe a lack of respect mousesports had, thinking they were going to run away with this game. Bit of a wake-up call. Took a few rounds, but they managed to win a partial bye. They got them right back into it, and they're looking better now. No one's really dropped off. No one's looking particularly weak on the mousesports side, but no one's looking excellent. You know, no one's really had those crazy rounds just yet. Oscar still looking rather average, I have to say, and it's actually Chris J looked like the more convincing AWPer.
Yeah, he certainly has. Oscar not really, still kind of struggling with his form coming forward from yesterday in that game versus Astralis. But, he certainly has improved a bit. I mean, when we think about that matchup yesterday, there was a time where I think Oscar went like 0-11 or something like that before he posted his first kill.
I think it was even deeper than that. It was absolutely unbelievable. That was on Nuke, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He really did look weak there. He couldn't get anything done. He was getting destroyed by Device. He was on like 23 kills after the first half. Oscar had 1. It was like, what the hell has happened here? Sure, Device is in real great form now, but you don't accept that sort of drop-off from one of the biggest AWPers in the game right now. HSK hasn't been that much of a nuisance with the AWP. He's had a couple of opening picks, but nothing like a crazy clutch or anything like that. With the quick scopes, is actually Chris J the best AWP on the server right now. But MVP, I'm surprised. Like I was expecting like more erratic gameplay, but they actually look quite poised and slow, methodical. I would say would be a good word to describe their opening half. But now they switch over to the T side. I said in the pregame, I expect that's what we'll see. Some aggression from them. If they want to start displaying that aim they've got, some of the teamwork, you can do calculated aggression. You can smoke down like Chris J was trying to do at the very start. Wasn't really working out for him at all. The timings were off for mousesports, and you could see them actually struggling somewhat with those opening picks. But we do have a bit of a Steam issue here. So the phone comes out, reason because he has to relog into Steam. I think he has to change his SSD out. So he gets the phone. Orf's back in, and he should be back in the server probably in the next minute and a half. So we've got a bit of a chance to just discuss some of the other names on the screens right now. Sunny, another player who's like sometimes the absolute beast on the server, or very quiet indeed. I think it's somewhere in the middle today. It hasn't looked bad from him. He had a couple of good deagle kills and some high-impact B holds, but overall still not looking like that form when they've been winning trophies. That's when he's like in 5th gear and carrying them along with Oscar. Ro8 is a solid anchor. Chris J's got some flair. Sticko, the support, doesn't have to do too much. Just find that 1 kill per round. And Sticko's actually been pretty good for them this tournament.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like, Sticko, he's kind of been the one man who has been very, very consistent for Mouse, it feels like. And, even if we think back to yesterday, he was like top of the board for the team. Even today in like those first, when Mass was just getting it handed to them in like the first 7-8 rounds, Sticko was the man up top once again. He is the one who kind of can at least keep that consistency going forward. And I think that's pretty important within this mousesports roster, because that is like their one downfall, right? You kind of look across them and it's like Ro8, some games he's just unreal, others he kind of fades out a bit. Oscar, my goodness, like the extremes with him right now, it's like 0 kills in a half, or, like 30. It's like, what's happening? Exact same problems with Sunny. So and then then you look over at MVP. I think Zine, he looked very, very convincing in that first half. I think the work he was able to pull off.
I like your
really
observations.
helping.
I think were pretty much on the mark. You could see he was playing by himself and trying to find opening picks. Those first few rounds of mousesports looked really rusty. I think that was working out quite nicely for them. But then it was almost like he kind of looked a bit like happy at some points. He was so far removed from the action. He'd have to come through spawn and could turn up a little bit too late. It was a bit hit or miss. Most of the time I would say hits, but this is a technical pause. I think MVP are ready to go. You can see they're all there patiently waiting. You're not allowed to talk in the technical timeout, so you're just going to sit there and wait for the cue to go. If you're just joining us, it's the first map of a best of 3 here. Loser does go home. So we'll see whether it's MVP or Mouse. You have to say the heavy favourites here. mousesports, last month they were ranked number 2. I think they've dropped down to about 4th or 5th now on the HLTV rankings. But still, MVP probably just scraping the top 30, I'd imagine. If that, we'll see whether they can make a bit of a name for themselves here at this tournament. They seem to be the team that turns up once every 4 months, I would say. You see them at a tournament and you're just like, oh, it's them. They've got some good players, but like I said before, you don't really hear from them again.
One thing I will say is, like, whenever you kind of look at like the APAC region of CS is, I've always been a big fan of like the way they play their Inferno CT sides. Heading into this, I think that's going to bode well for them. The other team that always springs to mind for me that I think is a very good Inferno CT side is Tyloo. I think, you know, that I don't know. It always feels like for me, like actually some of the more successful like European and North American teams even initially kind of maybe drew a couple of things about that Tyloo CT side. And
very defensive one.
Yeah, like a hyper defensive CT side. You know, we kind of saw that bleed into you know, some of the other regions, which, you know, usually it's the other way around. Like usually we think that, you know, when you look at some of these teams, they're going to be borrowing from the EU teams or borrowing from the NA teams. And it was interesting to see it work that other way around.
I think it's so cool that each continent has its own style per se.
Yeah.
Like you haven't seen Asians come to before. I remember they first turned up. We had the whole CS:GO to Asia thing. They turn up and they play the game completely differently because they don't get to play against European teams. They only play against themselves. So they've got this kind of weird approach to the game, but it's kind of interesting at the same time. But here we go, ladies and gentlemen, back into it. mousesports now on the T side. They win this pistol. I say they run away with it, but here comes that calculated aggression. HSK and Zep trying to open things up. They're committed now. They're pushing right down towards the T steps, but Ro8 is waiting for them. Couple of kills being exchanged, but mousesports get the better of it. Solo does pull one back, 3-on-3. Technically favors the T side here, but this is like a guaranteed kill for Zine. Why would you ever check it? Sticko, you're going to be dead in about 2 seconds. There it is. And looks like a pistol round for MVP here, unless Chris J can do something absolutely wild.
Oh, there's a couple of missed shots from Solo, so he's been given a foot in the door. And this is actually quite a big opportunity to find. He knows there's a man over towards the bottom of mid. Just going to miss the timing if he wanted to get that frag on a Solo, and he's going to start to reroute back down. Now, Zine's over towards apartments. He's been holding the angle here. And with Solo falling back into the B-bomb site, he's going to take a much more defensive hold. It's allowed Chris J a way in.
Have we seen this before, those kind of like locked cameras? I don't think I have.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've seen them in like frag movies, but never like done live. No, I am a big fan.
Yeah, it's cool.
And so is Chris J as he looks to try and make his own mini frag movie here. 1v3. A pistol round from mousesports would be massive. And he's got time. He's clearing out the bomb site, Henry.
Oh, this is actually quite interesting. If he goes towards Ruined right now, it will be the CT with his back turned to him. He's obviously in towards the sandbag area. I don't think Chris will check that. We will see. Down he goes. He did go to check it, but Solo ready and waiting. Takes him down. Well played. MVP tie things up. Huge lead now with no bomb being planted. I'd assume that mousesports will be force buying here. They're going to have upgraded pistols and armor. There's Oscar the Deagle. Probably doesn't get armor himself considering he's the AWPer. Chris J, though, will get the PT-50 and Kevlar. And here we go. We're off to the races. mousesports trying to pull it back. They have got a couple of smokes, flashbangs. And we'll see if these 1Ds can come through. Only one rifle for MVP. That's a FAMAS. No M4s coming into the picture. But focusing on the MP9s, 3 of those and a UMP. Can hear some chatting, which suggests we're going to be paused. Yep.
Yeah, there we go.
So normally when they type like that, it means that something's gone wrong. We need a technical issue. So Chris J wants to talk to the admin. So this could be a potential problem. He'll take the headset off. It looks like whatever was plaguing him before is the same thing once again. The headset will come through and he'll have to work out what the issue is. And this could take a little bit longer. If he's crashed out the game, he has to replace the SSD perhaps. We'll try and get information as to what's going on. Sunny's has had enough. He's out of that. So yeah, there's a PC crash for them. I think when you get the second crash like this, you probably just change the SSD, maybe a new PC. And for now, 8-8. This was the force buy, but barely got the round started before we had issues again. So I'd say, yeah, almost certainly going to change the PC at this point. The admin getting stuck in there. Unplugging the PC by the looks of things. So
nice. We can get like a little tutorial on how to change an SSD.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be exciting?
Well, normally at these events, they have the front-loading SSDs. You press a button and it flies out. You don't need any tools. Not much of a tutorial you can do with that one.
More of a sales pitch for a front-loaded SSD at that point in time.
Yeah, I remember like we used to run like a PC company and we used to hire them out to tournaments like this. And as soon as we installed that feature, it made life 100 times easier. We used to have to open every PC up and put them in manually. And once these came through these kind of front-loading bays, it was a lot easier to actually run a tournament. It saved about 3 hours of preparation time. Either way, MVP will just have to sit there in silence and work out what they'll do this round. They know they're up against a force buy. It's quite common, the bomb not being planted. But you can see them tapping the fingers, trying to get into the next round. They are on the CT side right now. It's 8-8. They are the underdogs. We're winning that second round, or second half pistol, I should say. is a massive asset for them, and hopefully they can build upon it and find the 3-0. We'll see though, because mousesports pistols are pretty scary, especially Sunny's Deagle.
Yeah, we've. I mean, they have so many good pistol players within this team. You know, so many players that can just step up and do this crazy stuff. You know, I mean, I think you even got like Oscar's had some just unreal moments with the Deagle as well. Ro8 is a big fan of the 5.7. I mean, he doesn't have that now. Maybe he's going to be bringing out the Tech 9. Who knows?
Well, Harry, I know you're excited to get into this next round, but we're going to replace the PC, and for that, I'm going to let it kind of build up, let it kind of bubble away, and we'll take a break and come back when it's ready to go. Don't go anywhere.
All eyes are on you. So give them greatness with Intel Extreme Masters certified PCs and notebooks and game like the pros. When you see the unique IEM certified stickers on the outside, you'll find high-grade components with Intel Core i5 and i7 processors inside. Every purchase includes in-game content and supports the prize pool of Intel Extreme Masters. Game like a pro, because the world is watching.
Red Bull gives you wings.
And he's the flash here. He does it again.
All right, welcome back. 8-8. Technical issues resolved, hopefully. We had an SSD, I think corruption, something was going on there, but it's all fine now. Christian's back in the game, and from what we can tell, there is a force bite, and oh my goodness, it's all changing. What's going on? Right, now we're all fine. There was a rifle from mousesports, now it's disappeared. So this is the force bite. They lost the pistol. Now, second round force bite from mousesports, committing towards B. Good flashbang, solo with the MP9, probably going to get at least a kill here. Not quite though. Rob takes him down, gets the double with the Desert Eagle. HSK now his work cut out. Damage has been inflicted, but he's expended most of his bullets as the bomb is planted.
Yeah, man advantage up in favor of Mouse. They're going to be feeling good here. They've got the bomb down, and HSK is desperate to try and find something to get MVP back into this one. You can even see Zine looked a bit hesitant whether or not he wanted to commit. They have to try their luck somewhat. He still has a full belt of utility that he can look to try and expend to force some of these players out. Not going to fall over towards the top of Banana. That nade does do damage on a Chris J, but so much time has already ticked down. They have to be so quick here in the retake. Close found one, but Rops, another kill for him. Actually 4. How on earth did he manage that? Those kills coming in so quick, Henry. That is massive from Rops. 4 big kills, 1 for Stico at the very end. And mousesports, they're going to steal around straight back.
Lovely stuff there, absolutely. Rops actually showing us that he still can be the best player on this team. 15 kills to his name, 4 of which coming from that very round. It's going to be the Desert Eagle finding all the headshots as mousesports take back the lead, snatch it back almost. And MVP now will probably take a timeout, work out with the players here, and discuss their options. They can force buy, they can take a full eco. Most teams will force buy and try and stop the growth of their opposition. We'll see whether that happens here. As you can hear the time down come in, it will be tactical pause. So I was waiting for it to say technical. I was like, no, please, not again. Can't handle another one.
No, that would have been.
That was a good 10 minutes. We did get to eat though, Harry. That was good news.
Yeah.
Get yourself
what
refueled.
Did you have to eat, Henry?
I had the chicken schnitzel sandwich, which is delicious. I've been told it's from a Vietnamese bakery, I think. It was very nice.
I had a chicken satay, you know, like love a good old peanut.
Well, it will be 9-8, and the unpause comes through. You can see it is the force buy from MVP. Scouts, MP9s, and HSK, the team sniper, does spot one. Pulls the trigger, can't connect the shot. No chip damage coming in there, and it will be Stico now, Mac 10. He'll be working towards that boiler room. M4 for Oscar, Rob's on the UMP as they try and establish themselves in the apartments. Oh, Zine needs to be careful here. Smoke out, might not be worth it. We'll just wait to pounce on the corner, nothing for it. Does a bit of damage to Oscar, but they should be able to bundle out of the apartments now and take down HSK. He's on the other side. Smoked out. He's got a lot of work to do here. That's not bad. Does find the only player that was low HP. That's Oscar. Pulls the trigger on him. And that should be the round unless Zeph can convert this one. Lucky the smoke to protect Chris there. And they might as well save their CZ's armor at this point.
Yeah, take that with you into the next round. Have a little bit more to try and work with. Maybe even Solo can find something on a Chris J. There we go. Managed to dispatch of him. mousesports will be on a 10th regardless, and they are going to be looking at good. Now also the update from the A stream, I believe we just saw G2 win the first map versus NRG, Henry.
Yes, that's right. I think it was a bit of a one-sided affair as well. The second map, I think, was Nuke when we were walking out. So G2 looking like they're bouncing back. Certainly the favors going to that one. I would say you'd hope so, at least. The money is available for G2 and the players they've got. It's been a real rough season for them, though, but good to see them bouncing back. Either way, mousesports do win the round, and there will be some saved weaponry. Like I said, 3 sets of armor. And CZ's PT50s, not really much else. Stico could go for another SMG here. Considering it's a gun run next, I'd say the AK is probably more likely. We will see. Sticks on the Mac 10. Wants to try and farm that money. Might go for something a bit faster, maybe a B-rush, we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, they have 4 SMGs, only the 1 rifle on Oscar, so maybe you're going to be exactly right there, Henry. It's going to be aggression. Oh, HSK. That is going to really, really hurt him. He's tagged down at 8 HP. There was even a follow-up nade there towards the top of mid that he just misses the timing to catch. So now he's the man to try and watch long, and my goodness, he's got so many players coming his way. He has to fall back into the bomb site. There are 2 players here, 1 in the pit. That's going to be Zine. He's only got the USP. He's tagged up a couple. They're doing decent damage, all things considered. But now everyone inside the site has fallen. Everyone else alive for MVP has armor, so they don't really need to go pushing into this one. They can just look to take that with them into the next round.
Stico. will be waiting towards the arch. And if you're just joining us, this is a best of 3. Loser goes home, winner will proceed. And MVP now looking like this is another destined round for mousesports. Oscar M4A4. He's a team AWPer, but he's a versatile player. He's very good at the rifles as well. Don't worry about that. You can risk losing some of these MAC 10s and stuff. You don't really want them. Certainly usable, but Solo, even getting that kill, he won't want the MAC 10 for the next round. He'll have to upgrade that. It's pretty useless. That's not, though. That's money in the bag.
That is just great for 2 reasons. He also gets the kill with the MAC 10s. So $600 made there from that, and the M4. That is a massive win for Solo. As now they look to try and buy. He was able to save the armor. He's got money. He could drop an AWP over. And they'll take that all day long, getting the AWP out early on. Over on this CT side, Oscar has his out for Mouse. It's going to be an attempt at a bonus round here as Chris J and Ro8 both keep their SMGs in play.
Well, here's the tactical timeout. A chance for mousesports to work out, okay, we've lost some money there. They've saved the M4. Should we go very fast? Should we try and bully the fact that they've got no incendiary? Something like that. Will there be the AWP? So, Oscar, not saying much at the end. It seems like he just kind of gets on with his responsibility as well. I'll probably be AWPing. I know my flight paths, so I'll just stick to them. And we'll be looking down the barrel of an 11-8 scoreline. And here we go, round number 20, ladies and gentlemen. Chris J, MAC 10 still in hand. I would call this a bonus round, but remember, we had a back and forth start. It's actually MVP who won the pistol, the mousesports. 2 on the bounce after getting back into it with the Desert Eagle of Ro8. That was pretty unbelievable as we get into this one. AWP for Solo, believe it or not. It's HSK who was rocking the AWP in the first half. HSK will show some presence. Here's Sticko, and he'll make his way towards much faster approach. This is what these sort of bonus rounds when you've got a bit of a mishmash economy. You've got those UMPs, the MAC 10s. Get that first pick. It's Sunny to provide that. Zine has got a lot of trouble coming his way. They're wrapping right around the bomb site. He's got to hit lots of shots here, and he's got a player coming in the apartments as well. He might want to fall back, and there's an AWP carry. Have you ever seen anything like it?
It is just a pandemonium. Zine and Zeph, though, they've been able to find kills between them. 3 quick kills for that matter. It's Oscar and Chris J left alive, and Chris J bites it up, leaving it all on Oscar. He had a very bad performance yesterday. He's found 1 of the 3 kills needed to clutch this out. Flash goes high. It's going to force Zeph off the bomb, but HSK comes in with the AUG.
Well, they didn't have kits either. If he just gets that 1 kill towards Graveyard, that was probably his round. So, well positioned by MVP to actually take him down there. There is plenty of money available. 2 players survive for MVP. They'll save both AWPs into the next round. We know Solo can AWP now, and I assume HSK will take the secondary one. And full buy for mousesports. The first time they'll show us like the full rifle complexion coming into this one. Chris J with 8K. Oscar buys the AWP, and you can see there it is. All the AKs, the smokes, the flashbangs. 11-9. mousesports had a very slow start into this one, but they are looking better now. First proper gun round, and Oscar, he'll be looking to challenge any AWPers coming towards middle here. Looking to see if anyone jumps across the boiler. That's why he's going to cross their position there. Nades come through. HSK looking towards that underpass. Here he comes. Oscar, like he said, very, I'm not going to use the word poor, just uninspired yesterday.
I think one thing it's important to know, MVP, they've used a lot of their utility early on, with both Zeph and Solo pretty much getting rid of everything they've got. HSK doesn't have a smoke left either. That's something to keep an eye on. And ooh, that's a big kill to win. Oscar going to go ahead and drop Solo, of course, gets some revenge for the previous round. And now mousesports look to try and move in quickly. Zeph, he's the man without a smoke for MVP. He has to just take these gunfights and look to try and win them out to buy time for his teammates to come rotating in. And Zeph, big kills to find, and he gets nothing done. He's going to fall at the first hurdle now, leaving it onto the 3 remaining players for MVP. They're just going to back away, look to try and save. But there's Ro8 lurking in the back line. It might make matters more complicated. Every
kill he can find is so important at this stage, especially this one. The high reward kill. HSK waiting in spawn. If they can take him down, his scalp is worth about $6,000. He will find Sunny, gives up his position, and Ro8 ain't done just yet. He's pushing towards the apartments. And will he get anything more done? Apparently not. Glow takes him down. And Ro8, sure, he'll be dropped, but it's still worth the risk. You know, if he can just take these weapons out of their hands, it would mean they've got double EK coming next. But there are teams like NIP, especially when they have Threat as the coach, that have the philosophy, if you let them save even this sort of weaponry, they're going to force up around it and just destroy their own economy by themselves. Kind of the idea of giving them enough rope to hang themselves, that sort of thing.
There you go.
Not a very beautiful picture I painted there, but you know what I mean.
No, I mean, it was detailed, yeah, gruesome as well.
Yep.
But let's wait and see then. Do MVP go ahead and ruin their own economy? The temptation's definitely going to be there, right? You have Glow, he can drop maybe a Famous over. We know that they're a fan of that. They've brought it out a couple of times. And I think then you also had money to drop a UMP as well. They're taking the tactical pause. You can see their coach talking away as they try to come up with a solution to this problem.
We all need solutions, Harry. MVP more than ever. They'll be discussing what they can do with the saved AWP. I think it was a rifle as well on the secondary player. So, options now. You're on the difficult side of things. You've got the AWP. Do you go for the opening picks? Do you try and go towards Banana and try and challenge them there? Did they force bite around it? I'll have a look. Doesn't look like it actually. Actually going to go full eco on 3 players. So it's down to HSK in the AWP and Glow and his AK-47. They've got a slight bit of utility, flashbangs and a smoke. Doesn't look like a particular stack will be coming in. Very standard formation. The AWP will be positioned towards the apartments. So here he goes. Maybe going to be pushing all the way down. Actually going to face towards second minutes. He goes this way not to be spotted. And it might actually yield a kill. Seems like Sticko is aware of the prospect of a player being there. So he'll fall back and Sunny obtaining banana control with Chris J. Molotov in the corner, pushing the AWPers back. And they'll be checking the sandbags. And you can see Solo and Glow and HSK. They're going for a 5-man stack towards B. Interesting.
Yeah, you can kind of, you know, understand why, obviously. Take the gamble. If mousesports headed to the B bomb site, then you've got 5 players there. And if they don't, if they head over towards A, then you can just look to try and save on these players, you know, with the AWP and with the rifle. And I think that's probably the right call to make, Henry. When you look over at the economy for MVP, buying next round isn't going to be too great. They won't have anything very fleshed out. I think even Zeph would struggle to get a rifle. So if they are able to save, that will make all the difference. They're buying the next, and they should be allowed to get away with it, Mouse. You imagine they're going to come hunting, but you have those USP players there to kind of feel things out, hold on to the weapons. They're going to get the bomb down inside of this A bomb site, and now they send Chris J. He's only got the MP7. He's going to be the gun dog, the man at the front of the pack, the one looking to try and take away some of these saved weapons, while also padding out his wallet a little bit more.
It's the unicorn round, Harry. You've never seen one before. I have. And
no,
now
actually,
we're going to witness a beautiful moment.
I was one of the people who saw the unicorn round with you, Henry.
Was it you?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm just passed around the esports circuit these days.
Yeah.
So I forget things, you know. It will be this cool angle. I love this. We've actually be like a GoPro on the end of everyone's weapon now. It's a new feature. And you can see how it works. Pretty nice. Unicorn round basically means when all 10 players survive in around a CS. Unicorns are beautiful mythical creatures. And so is this round. It's actually happened. Spam whatever you want in chat. What should we spam in chat? Kappa Prides, rainbows, unicorns?
Yeah, get on
Kappa Prides in chat when all 10 players survive. That's my home icon as well. That's where I became famous through the Kappa Pride. What do you call it? What's the thing called? Emoticon? What do you call it?
No, yeah, I guess like an emote, right? Like,
emote, that's it. I don't use Twitch that much, so I don't know these things. Twitch emotes. So Kappa Prides, please, with the unicorn. And we will go into round number 23. Solo. I can't believe I said the word emoticon. I was like, it was just the 90s or something.
Oh, you're really showing.
That's like the smiley face with the colons. But there we go.
Oh.
Moving on swiftly, 13-9. mousesports will be in the driving seat after not losing anyone in that previous round. Money available now for MVP. They just wanted to protect the AWP and the AK. Nice shot from HSK. He'll have to fall back and drop the flashbang, go towards the library.
Yeah, they've grabbed themselves the early man advantage here. And while HSK is repositioned, they're not going to be ready for this one. Sunny throws out the smoke, and actually it looks like they might try wrapping in through CT. The temptation's definitely there. And as that smoke plumes now, Zeph standing here alone with the MP9. He was the star in their game versus Chiefs. They took a decisive 2-0, currently the 4th highest rated player of the tournament. Smoke's going to keep pouring in towards this A bomb site. HSK, he has his work cut out for him. First fight going to come in versus Sunny. That's the bomb dropped, and HSK Oh, he's on 3. He does finally get dropped. Stiko's going to try and pull this one back. And oh my goodness, Stiko, what is he doing? 3 big kills. I was not ready for this. He still has 2 more left to find, and he is going to go down. But my goodness, what a sequence. He's so often touted as a support player for Mouse. And I guess, you know, you can support by just killing everyone. That gets the job done too.
Well, he doesn't win the round, Harry, but he does keep the finances for MVP very low indeed. They're reaching into their pockets, finding nothing but bits and pieces, some change, some dust, some lint. Not much else, I'm afraid, because he just removed about $10,000 as he goes to the next round. They still have the double AWP set up. You can see the residual cash, that's what we want to look at, is very low indeed. It means the reset potential is off the scales now as Oscar plucks HSK out of the air. He wanted to cross towards that boiler room position, maybe pick towards second middle, but Oscar's too fast for him. And it will be a 5-on-4 as quick as that on a round. MVP can't afford to lose. Lose this one, not only is it 14-10, you've got no money to actually get any sort of weaponry out. So Stiko finding those 3 kills, incredibly important here.
Yeah, the implications of that are just massive. Stiko really putting my voice out here early on in map 1 of our first best of 3. Sunny going to be leading the charge. And oh, they're a pass Zine. Stiko this time, no heroics from him. Sunny's the first man in. He has to contend with the man in the pit, but it's Glow to drop him from the equation. This is all a ruse, though. Look at Mouse. They're all the way up through Banana into the B bomb site. They go. Zeph is the first man on the scene. Bomb gets thrown into the bomb site, and Zeph, if he goes through this smoke now, he could catch a timing to find some success. The case, and now with Glow arriving in CT, Zine still a long way away. Do they try and go for this one, Henry? The reset is looming. The pressure is there.
I think you kind of have to in that respect. You know, if you lose this round, it could be the game. So I think they are going to explore their options at least. One player waiting towards the coffins. Time ticking away, though. They're going to have to just fall back at this point. Zeph might even be surviving the retreat. Will he make it? He's tucks himself in. Just wants to drop a smoke maybe here. So this is still a good call. We can keep 3 players alive. That's absolutely fine. I would say the fact it's going to be 14-10 maybe wanted to consider going for that one. But there it is. Round completed. And it will be 3 players surviving on either side. Plenty of cash now for mousesports. And we'll see whether MVP can distribute the wealth out accordingly. You're going to see that AWP. 2 rifles and maybe some SMGs. You're a big fan of the shotgun and the MP9. Which shotgun would you recommend in this situation?
Well, if you're MVP, I think, you know, the obvious choice, either Mag 7 or auto shotgun. Never the Nova.
The XM, it can come out.
Definitely. I think Inferno is a pretty good map for it. You know, you have a couple of close angles. You can use it on Banana. It's a monster apartment.
The problem is you have on this map with that gun is the retakes. If you go to the other side, that's why Nuke is so good, because everything is close range pretty much on the CT side. There's Glow. You're getting wall banged. Hide. Get down. As he'll go down to 24 HP. Robs those as a run around the corner, and it's completely destroyed. You can see how that's building up. I can feel it coming. And Zine, I think he's done for as well. Nice spray control, but not enough to find the kill. He'll be on 50 HP. Lucky to have that much, I would say.
He gets away with that. Someone with his life still intact. Solo's down here over towards Logs, and there is a smoke here as he holds aggressive. Zeph going to rotate away, and this is a pretty ballsy rotation to pull in. You're putting a lot of faith in Solo in this kind of one-and-done position with the UMP, and oh my goodness, he's going to keep going forward. This is, as Trace has said to me many a time, this is just pandemonium, cats and dogs living together.
That's his catchphrase, isn't it? I've been trying to use that. Well, there it is. It will be Solo showing his position. Has to expend a bit of his utility now. Grenades all around him and bullets as well. He can't fall back. There's nowhere to hide. As the smoke will give him some sort of a bail. He does get out just about. You could hear the AWP bullets rattling past his ears. 30 seconds remaining. I feel like MVP got a chance here. Oh, Solo. Oh, one fumble of the movement is what took him down there, Harry, and that could be the round.
Yeah, he goes back. You know, you escape from it all, and then you go back. Zeph going to go through.
Here we go.
That's massive. Zeph, 2 big kills, and he turned this round on its head. Oh, my goodness. He's going to keep going forward. Zeph, not done yet. This man wants to try and be the hero. He's going to get tagged down to 1 HP and now burnt out in the Molotov. HSK and Zine. Ooh. HSK going to fall, and now they might want to think about making this last man resign as he falls back.
So they get oh, take that. Yeah, you're going to need it. Trust me, that might seem weird, but you do need that because they're going to get $1,900 next round. And you can see 50, 0, 150. Zine with 0 as well. They're going to get absolutely nothing. He's going to have to drop that CZ. It's going to be map points. This it should be over now. mousesports look too poised. It's going to be Mirage next as well, Harry. Their absolute best map. mousesports are like one of the world's best teams on Mirage right now. He does find the AWP. That's not bad. It gives them somewhat of a fighting chance into that next round. But I would say this is where it comes to an end. mousesports, after looking so shaky, luckily their opposition, it's not the likes of, let's say, a Fnatic who's going to just completely batter you and not let you get back into the game. MVP haven't swarmed them, and luckily, I guess that technical timeout as well. It seemed like MVP kind of dropped off the pace quite significantly since that point.
The other, Zeph, you're going to... Yeah, there we go, took him off, but he does grab a CZ. Yeah, no, the thing that's weird to me is I feel like, is the AWP even going to be that much more impactful than the rifle? I think we've seen them get so much done with, like, you know, the stray AK here and there, and HSK hasn't really delivered all too much with the AWP. You understand why they pick it up. And okay, maybe, just as I've said it, maybe he's going to prove me wrong. I didn't even know what that shot was through. I think he's just watching this angle.
Yeah, exactly. You can watch up to the bedroom from that position. It has to be a wall bang, but it does do enough to kill. Glow knows he needs that rifle. He's going to get more than he bargained for, though. Picks up another kill. 5 on 3. Still winnable for mousesports, but it's going to be a very difficult mountain to climb now. This is mousesports all over. They're so good against round number 15. They're really bad at closing games out, actually. So this is pretty par for the course at this point.
It feels like that's kind of the case for both of these teams, right? Like, I mean, I do think Mouse are definitely the worst of the two. I always have flashbacks to the time that I cast, I think it was like the IEM Oakland qualifier, where they got to 15 and then they lost 9 rounds in a row and lost in the end to a Ninja Defuse from Happy on Envious. So
yeah, they really are notorious for it. Like I think they get in that mindset of playing not to lose instead of playing to win. They're just like, okay, don't do anything stupid, no one overcommit, and then they waste too much time. And one player has to go through like that by himself, and everyone starts panicking. So what are you doing? Bickering occurs, and I'm not sure what Chris is really hoping to happen now, I'll be honest. But that's the round gone. MVP we're going to win it. Probably goes overtime now. You never know.
Maybe that's a bit, you know.
Wait for it.
Okay, you know, Henry, I'm gonna subscribe to the.
I'm really wrong.
To this Greer theory.
Greer's law.
That is, I thought that was, you know, if it can go more rounds, it will.
Well, that's for every game and every position, isn't it? If it can go all the rounds, it might do. That's only for Pro League, I think. I saved that one. That's if it's 12-3. You're getting all the rounds. You're probably going to get bonus rounds as well. But here we go, round number 27. Money back in the pockets of MVP. They've stolen some away. And maybe our hearts as well, as they battle for overtime here. It'll take 4 rounds in a row. It's a best of 3. They can afford to lose Inferno here, but maybe they can't afford to lose Mirage, and that's where we think that they might be done for. Oscar's gone for a Tech 9. Why is he getting the Tech 9 as well?
Yeah, him and Chris J are both using that now, right? What is going on? Mouse,
you got the CZ, the most overpowered gun in the game right now for $500, and he gave it the Tech 9. It doesn't even work.
Well, you know, I'm hoping he proves us wrong. Is HSK holding on to alt mid? There's 4 players there, rather. It's just a plethora of players down in alt mid. His cup runneth over with people to shoot. And he's not going to be able to find anything. He just backs away, plays it more passively, going to get Molotoved off the angle. They leave Glow here, trying to play the old bait and switch, hoping that HSK can get their attention, but now they have to go toe-to-toe with Zine, who's up in apartments, and Ro8, he doesn't check it. No one's keeping an eye on this. How is Zine allowed to do this? 3 big kills, and now it's just Oscar and Sticko left alive. 2 versus 3. Henry, what in God's name is going on in this round?
They just start panicking and not doing their defaults. Why Sticko's not there with them when they're all 2 kills have happened? I think they've lost the bomb as well. I don't think that's recoverable. We'll see. Okay, it's I thought that was just the CSGO about to completely destroy us with the bomb not being recoverable. This round's over. MVP win this one. There's too many positions to watch. As soon as that bomb ticket comes out, Solo's going to peek. Oscar's not going to be watching it. There it is. First kill will come in. And that should be it. This is ropey stuff from mousesports. You can see them just overlooking so many positions. MP9 should not get 3 kills in that sort of scenario. Even after the first one came in, they're still not looking at it.
Yeah. Well, the crazy thing is, it was even after the second they weren't actually looking at it. You still had Sunny, it was, who was, you know, trying to fight the man inside of the site. You understand, right? You know, he has to take one of the 2 engagements, and he goes for
where was Sticko that entire time? He comes in after 3 players died. That's when he comes out of the apartments. That's his route. That's where he goes. He works the apartments. I couldn't tell you, and this is exactly what I was talking about. Now, Maswell's probably on an eco.
Yeah, that's gut-wrenching stuff, but still well played from MVP to get a hold back on that round. And, yeah, I mean, going into that was, Stico and Oscar left to try and clutch it out. That's a pretty formidable duo to go up against, but they're able to get a handle on things pretty quickly. Tactical pause called on in. And this is a chance now to try and address some of these problems, make sure everyone's back on the same page, get that communication flowing. You need one round, that's all you need.
Do you notice how they instantly shift when they get to round number 15? The default changes, they're just trying to do rounds and little set pieces are going to close things out. Mistakes are made, panic sets in, and just it all hell breaks loose, if I'm being honest. But still probably fine, probably still going to win the map, but overtime's very likely this one. Bit of a partial buy, keeping himself at the 2K mark. Oscar has an AK-47. Now for the start towards T steps, and MVP right back in this one after some pretty exciting plays with the MP9. Good grenade at the start. Pull back though. Indeed he will. Gonna see all the rounds here. By the looks of things.
Ro8 is going to be trying to challenge Everwood's apartment. That's a massive shot to miss. And now Ro8 has one outside. It is just Zeph and Solo left to try and retake this. Solo doesn't live to see the light of day. Zeph gets tagged up as well. 1v5. Henry, I think this could be it. mousesports, they might have won at map number 1. Zeph's doing damage, but they're just swarming onto him. mousesports, they will be winning out this map 16-12. It took them a little while longer than I think we anticipated, but they are going to go 1-0 in this series on the map pick of MVP.
They certainly are. Well, there we have it. mousesports, I have to say, this is not the team that's going to be winning this trophy. This is what we just saw on that map. They won't be going to the grand final. They really need to pull their socks up right now. They know they were quite lucky to get through that one without it going to overtime. They were looking shook up. They were looking very worried, especially at the beginning of that game as well. Remember, that wasn't smooth sailing, an amazing game from MVP. They just looked very disjointed, mousesports, and quite frankly, not the team I'm used to seeing the last few months. Oscar still having issues, I think, didn't really look his usual self. Chris J looked like the better AWPer of the two. We're kind of focusing on mousesports because they were the heavy favorites into that one, right? And MVP, kind of the plucky underdog, trying to show us what they can do. Some interesting ideas and approaches they had, especially on the T side, but what mousesports, I am worried for their prospect. I'm sure they'll win this best of 3, but whether they get any further, I'm not so sure.
No, that's going to be a real problem, Ryan. You know, I mean, with how they're looking, I have to agree. Like, even some of the calls that were coming in didn't really look 100%, and it was like the individual performances definitely weren't there. I mean, if you recall, in that first half when they were on the CT side, there was just that decision for the constant aggression down banana coming in, and I know that was tilting you, Henry, seeing it every round.
I kind of didn't mind it too much, but it's just when it didn't work with the 4th time, you're just like, maybe we just kind of reel it in a little bit now. Let's just calm down, and they obviously can shoot back. They're very good working as a team, and I think that was great. But overall, yeah, not really that impressed by mousesports. Well played to MVP to get it that far.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. You know, MVP, how are you feeling about them, Henry? You haven't really seen much from them.
I like their teamwork. I like the T sides. I think their CT side could use some work, but Mirage is next, and that's a massive problem. However good they are on it, they're going to need some really avant-garde strategies to even stand a chance of breaking down the mousesports defense. Chris J towards short, Oscar flying all over the map. It's going to be very difficult for them to even get close to winning this one.
Yeah, it is going to be tricky to say the very least. You know, I think Zine was playing well. You got to give him that. HSK started to land some good shots with the AWP, but I do think you'll need to see him step it up to kind of go toe-to-toe with that Chris J Oscar combination as well.
Well, speaking of stepping up, Harry, we're going to step out as we will take a quick break and be back with the second map, which is Mirage. I expect it to be 2-0, but you'd never know. You'll have to come back and find out. Do not go anywhere.